Today we block out the sun, and we'll see it, if the weather cooperates.
And look back at an exciting heartbreaker of an opening night for RHS football.
All today on the Air. I'm your host, Naomi Carter.
And I'm your co-host, Nivette Killian.
This afternoon, the rare event of a solar eclipse will take place. But why is it so rare?
Hi, I'm Lou Mayo, an astronomer here at NASA Goddard Space Flight Center, and I'm here today to tell you everything you need to know about solar eclipses. So let's get started. A total solar eclipse of the sun is when the moon moves directly in front of the sun in its orbit around the Earth. And when it gets directly in front of the sun, blocking out the sun's bright photosphere, we get to see the beautiful solar atmosphere called the corona. And all of the structure here that you see in the corona, all these lines, these white lines, are caused by the sun's powerful magnetic field. Well, here's what it looks like, or what it might look like from space. On August 21st of this year, there's going to be a total solar eclipse going right across our country. This is a great American eclipse. And if you're standing in that red ribbon that stretches from Oregon down to South Carolina, you will get to see a total solar eclipse. If you're not in that red ribbon, no problem. You'll still get to see a partial eclipse of the sun, where the moon covers part of the sun's disk. So everyone in North America is going to get to see an eclipse. Here's what it looks like from space in reality. This was taken by the GOES spacecraft of the March 2016 eclipse across Indonesia, and you can see the moon's shadow actually traversing the Earth. This is an amazing celestial event. So why do we have solar eclipses? Let's take a look at this. Here we have a graphic showing the moon actually orbiting the Earth. And it goes around the Earth every 27 days or so, and it goes from full moon to full moon about every 29 and a half days. And we would have a solar eclipse every month, except that the moon's orbit is tilted by about 5 degrees, just a little bit, to the Earth's orbit. So sometimes it passes too low and sometimes it passes too high. But on August 21st of this year, it's going to pass directly in front of the sun. So the moon's orbit is elliptical. It's not a perfect circle. So sometimes it's closer to the Earth and sometimes it's further away. When it's further away from the Earth and passes in front of the sun, a part of the orbit we call apogee, the moon doesn't appear big enough to cover the entire disk of the sun. And so we have what's called an annular eclipse. Here you see a picture of the annular eclipse. Here the moon is not quite big enough to cover the sun, and so what you see is a ring of fire around the moon. Well, of course, you don't want to look directly at the sun because it could hurt your eyes. But here I've got a pair of solar viewing glasses which make it safe to look at the sun. These glasses filter out the bright rays of the sun and make it safe to watch an eclipse. There are other ways to watch an eclipse too. You could build a pinhole camera and shine an image of the eclipse onto the sidewalk. Or you could even get a spaghetti colander and shine lots of images of the eclipse down onto the sidewalk. If you'd like to learn more ways to safely view an eclipse, you can go to the NASA website, eclipse2017.nasa.gov. Well, I hope you've learned a little bit about solar eclipses today, and I really hope you get outside and have a chance to view one of nature's true marvels, a total solar eclipse on August 21st, 2017.
Remember, the most important thing today is safety. If you do not have special solar filter safety glasses, absolutely do not try to look at the sun. Even just a few seconds of looking directly at the sun can blind you permanently.
Better yet, if you and your class didn't get the special glasses needed, just have your teacher call up the RHS Radio TV Facebook page at 2 p.m. today. We'll be broadcasting it live from 2 p.m. until the end, weather permitting. This should take us through the moment of totality. And while we won't see the complete total eclipse, we should see about 90% of the sun blocked, resulting in a pretty interesting view outside. So be with us then.
Now on with the rest of our show, and a quick look at some RHS announcements.
It's time again to think about getting signed up for the SAT and the ACT and much more in today's announcements. But let's start with sign-ups. The first SAT is October 1st. Sign-ups are in the library during C-Lunch, 5th and 6th periods this Friday. Please see your counselors for a pass. Any junior who'd like to help sell concessions at home and football games to help raise money for prom and more should see Miss Hinky to sign up. Also remember, the junior class continues to collect box tops for education to help raise money for the prom and next year's senior cost. There's a clearly marked collection can in the main office in Miss Limbright's room. The following schools and organizations will be at RHS for the seniors to get information during lunch. Representatives from IUPUI will be here on Thursday, September 14th, and the Army National Guards will be here every Tuesday beginning tomorrow. Seniors, it's time to apply for the prestigious Lilly Scholarship, which pays full tuition and up to $900 per year for books and other fees for 4 years to any university of college in Indiana. The deadline to apply is September 1st. See Ms. Porter in the Counseling Center for more information. From our members and anyone interested in creating a positive culture at RHS, the first meeting of RHS Climate Changes will be this Wednesday after school in the conference room across from the cafeteria. It will be a short meeting and you will be out before 4 p.m. Anyone interested in participating in the Business Professionals of America, there will be a call-out meeting for all returning members and anyone interested this Wednesday in room C215. The meeting will be held during lunch, will be provided, so just come during your lunch period. That's your announcements. Now back to the rest of our show.
It was a busy weekend in sports, including opening night for RHS football.
It was a heartbreak, but it was also an exciting start to the season for our RHS football team. But that's not all we have, so let's get started. And it was football that started everything off on Friday night as RHS hosted Connorsville in what proved to be an exciting overtime game. The Red Devils fell 22-16 after Connorsville scored a touchdown in overtime. Wyatt Bird had a 6-yard touchdown run, Bubba Sanders added a punt return for a touchdown, and Stephon Huber hit a 23-yard field goal to account for all the Red Devils scoring. Next up for RHS, a road trip to New Palestine this Friday. Boys soccer split their games in the Greenfield Cup on Saturday, winning easily in their first game 12-2 against Sheridan. The Red Devils then fell in their second game to host Greenfield Central 7-1. Next up for RHS this week is a road trip to Franklin County. Girls golf competed in the Connorsville Invitational on Saturday. Carissa Owens once again had the hot hand with a match low of 78. JC Cornett finished second overall with an 81, and the two of them led RHS to a third-place finish out of 16 teams in competition. The girls host Newcastle tonight in their next match. As we wrap up sports today, we have a couple of announcements. The first is for anyone wanting to try out for the RHS bowling teams. Tryouts for both boys and girls are tomorrow and Wednesday at Richmond 40 Lanes starting at 4:15 p.m. There is no cost to bowl in tryouts. Anyone wanting a tryout must attend one of 2 nights. If you have questions, you can call the boys coach Mike Higgins at 962-8124. And any girl who is interested in playing basketball this winter that's not in a fall sport needs to attend conditioning starting today at 4 p.m. If you have any questions, see Coach P in room R230. That's sports, but stick around for highlights from Friday night's game at the end of our show.
Now let's take a look at the forecast to find out if we'll be lucky enough to see the eclipse.
As we come back from the weekend, you can expect it to cool down quite a bit as the week goes on. Today you can expect the highs to reach the mid to upper 80s with lots of clouds around 2 when the eclipse is supposed to take place. However, as the night goes on, the lows will be in the low 70s moving into Tuesday morning. Tomorrow will be mostly cloudy with a chance of thunderstorms, with the highs reaching the lower 80s and the lows cooling down to the mid to upper 50s. If you're planning to catch our live coverage of the eclipse this afternoon, the clouds could cause a problem. That's your weather for today. Back to you guys in the studio.
That's the show. And don't forget to be with us this afternoon on our RHS Radio TV Facebook page for the eclipse.
Now as we leave you, here's a look at some highlights from Friday's football game. Have a great weekend.